Good day everyone, welcome to today's section. Today we are going to talk about one of the famous cases in the history of Nigeria. The case is between A.C.B versus Nwodika in 1996. Now let's consider the background to that case. A.C.B simply means African Continental Bank versus Nwodika is a banking and contract law case decided by the Nigerian Court of Appeal. The respondent, Nwodika, operated an account with the appellant bank. A dispute arose relating to monies deposited or transferred in the respondent's account and the manner in which the bank dealt with the funds. The respondent alleged that the bank wrongfully debited his account or failed to honor checks, thereby causing him loss and damage. He brought an action against the bank, claiming the return of his money and accelerate reliefs. The trial court gave judgment in his favor and the bank appealed. Now let's consider the ARAC rule that we use to analyze this case. Now the issue were whether the bank was in breach of its contractual obligations to the customer, whether the bank wrongfully operated a customer account, and what remedies, if any, were available to the customer. Now let's also consider the rules that govern this case. The relationship between a banker and its customer is contractual in nature, typically that of debtor and creditor. The bank, upon receipt of deposits, becomes a debtor obligated to repay the customer on demand. A bank has an implied contractual duty to honor its customers' checks, provided there was sufficient funds in the account to keep the customer's account correctly and not to disclose the customer's affair to third party within justification, as established in Joachim versus Swiss Bank Corporation in 1921. Adopted in Nigerian banking law, a bank that wrongfully dishonors a customer's check or inappropriately debits an account is liable in damage. Now let's consider the applications that govern the case. The evidence disclosed that the bank failed to properly handle the respondent's account in accordance with its contractual obligations. The bank either wrongfully debited the account or failed to honor the customer's legitimate demands on the account. This act constituted a breach of the implied terms of the banker-customer contract. The respondent suffered loss as a result of the bank's conduct. The trial court findings on breach and loss were supported by the evidence on record. Now let's consider the conclusion to this case. The Court of Appeal upheld the judgment of the trial court. The bank was found liable for breach of its contractual obligations to the customer. This case affirmed the principle that banks in Nigeria obey their customers' contractual duties of care in the management of accounts and are liable to damage for any proven breach of those duties. I want to thank you for being part of today's section. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.